From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Now you're taking a live look at Kennewick. This view coming courtesy of Yakima Federal. The camera definitely not shaking as much as it was yesterday morning. Yesterday, a very windy day. Let's take a look at the wind gusts right now. Still gusting out of the south upwards of 20 miles per hour for the Battle Mountain Summit off of US 395 in southern Umatilla County. But elsewhere, winds just not looking anything that resembles what we saw yesterday. Okay, right now temperatures are below freezing in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, around that threshold in the lower Columbia Basin. Just a little bit too warm for that for most portions of the Blue Foothills. So some of us might need the ice scraper this morning, especially in the valleys and in the Blue Foothills of Morrow County. It is that cold. And of course, it's that cold up in the higher terrain. Here's your coat cast for today for the Tri-Cities. Heavy jacket stuff for this morning. It's going to be light jacket weather a little bit later today, as it will be mild and mostly sunny. We'll continue to have days like that in Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. A little chance of mountain snow for this weekend into the beginning of next week. Doesn't look like it's going to be anything too impactful, but I'll tell you more about it coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, surging egg prices are impacting businesses all across the country. Now, the co-owner of a local bakery says she might have to increase their prices for the first time since she's opened because of these rising costs. We have her story coming up.
And we are learning more about a large plane that had to divert to the Yakima airport earlier this week. We have the details on what exactly happened.
Also ahead, the House voting to approve a blueprint for a budget plan, but this could impact people who rely on Medicaid. What you need to know this morning on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jade Elliott. It is Wednesday, February 26th. We're halfway through the week.
It's hump day, hump day.
I know, just trucking right along. We want to start in Walla Walla this morning, where the Board of County Commissioners, they have now issued an emergency declaration due to flooding that is possible in the county.
Now, the latest emergency declaration is being issued as the one issued for Waitsburg expires. And at this time, city officials say levels of the Touchy River and Cope Creek have receded to manageable levels. The declaration was made until a setback levee was built to prevent water from coming through a private levee, and that levee still had a gap, and according to officials, that's where most of the water came through during the flood of 2020.
Well, a Seattle judge has issued a preliminary injunction against President Trump's executive order that suspends refugee services. Trump signed the order last month, which stopped admission and federal funding for resettlement agencies. The judgment comes with mixed emotions. Sharon Yo has more.
Outside the federal courthouse in downtown Seattle, victory for refugees and advocacy groups came as a surprise.
We are thrilled that the judge acted so decisively and so quickly.
The judge's ruling allows refugee resettlement groups like Lutheran Community Services Northwest to resume what they've been doing for years.
It was 370 refugees that we resettled within the 90 days of the executive order.
David Dewey, president of LCS Northwest, says while he's glad his organization can get back to helping refugees, he's feeling urgent about lost time.
There's the hesitancy because no refugees will be getting on planes tonight. We're not going to resettle anyone else today. The refugees that we've resettled over the last 90 days, it's still a little bit in limbo. And so we'll see how the administration reacts.
Former refugees themselves showed up to support the plaintiffs in the lawsuit.
But here's the truth. We don't come to take. We come to give. Over a 10-year period, refugees contributed $63 billion more in taxes for federal, state, and local governments than they took in assistance and services.
This directly contradicting Trump's executive order that states refugee resettlement compromises the availability of resources for Americans.
I believe we must, and I ask you to join me in ensuring that America really remain a beacon of hope today, tomorrow, and forever.
Now, refugee and advocacy groups celebrated the judge's decision. The Department of Justice says the refugee process is very expensive and suspending the services are in the interest of the U.S., but the judge says the executive order ignored Congress.
Now, weather forced a large Delta Airlines plane to divert to the Yakima Air Terminal on Monday afternoon. And now a video is going to show a time lapse of the plane originating from Atlanta on the Yakima tarmac shortly after it landed. Its original destination was to Portland, and we spoke with Yakima Airport's Director of Operations, who says the plane had to divert because of extreme wind in the Portland-Vancouver metro area. And unfortunately, due to the crew meeting the end of their duty day, passengers had to stay in Yakima until late in the night.
And it was a good safety call. You know, the Delta pilot made the right call. I know there's been a lot of concerns with the public for safety lately. And those high wind conditions are not conducive to a safe landing. The Delta Airlines made arrangements for buses to come from Portland and pick them up. Some passengers wanted to rent cars, and so we have a rental car company, Hertz, here in the airport.
Now, this is video of that same Delta plane finally leaving the airport. Now, in December of 2023, a flight out of London headed for Seattle, which tried 3 different approach attempts, was finally diverted to Yakima. They were low on fuel and needed to get out of the air, and the Yakima Air Terminal says they pride themselves on being a prime diversion airport for the entire Northwest, and they take it very seriously.
5:06 now in your business news. Surging egg prices. We've been talking about them for weeks now, and they're impacting businesses across the country, even hitting local bakeries here in our area. Layered Cake Artistry, they're trying to hold off on raising prices. Concetta Golini, the co-owner of Layered Cake Artistry in the Tri-Cities, says the rising cost of eggs is putting a strain on her business. Recently, the bakery actually scaled back operations, a decision she says turned out to be fortunate, as other essential ingredients like butter and chocolate are also seeing price hikes.
I know everybody else is feeling it right now too. I'll eat the costs as long as I can, and adjust when it's absolutely necessary. We might be looking at in the next 3 months having to increase prices.
Golini also teaches classes on everything from pasta to pastries, and those prices may have to go up as well. She says if that happens, it would be the first price increase for her classes in 2 years.
And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, we've heard from the Trump administration that the president is in charge of DOGE, but many have thought it was Elon Musk running things. Well, to help with the confusion, the administration has named the interim administrator, and we have who it is coming up in just a few minutes.
We're giving you a live look outside this morning from our Legends Casino and Hotel camera in Richland. We'll check back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. He'll have your first alert forecast coming up after the break.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
It's Truck Month with the Ford Crew.
It's time for the best deals across the full lineup. F-Series, the best-selling trucks for 48 years. We've got Maverick and the North American 2025 Truck of the Year, Ford Ranger, fully prepared.
Did you sleep here last night?
If you stay ready, you don't need to get ready.
And this crew is Truck Month ready.
Lease a 24 F-150 STX 4x4 for $399 a month for $36, or buy with 1.9% for $36, only at your local Ford dealer.
The Y Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
Got a birthday coming up? Celebrating a big win? Or just want to gather the crew for a pizza and a good time? For decades, Hubby's Pizza has been the go-to spot for family, friends, and fun. Reserve your table and bring the whole gang. Kids, family, teammates, whoever loves great pizza and good vibes. Dig into your favorite pizza, hit up the fresh salad bar, and let the kids have a blast in the arcade. And if the party's at your place, no problem. Hubby's now delivers through Grubhub, a community tradition, a place to celebrate. Acquire the Hubby's habit today.
Do you like this one? I think this is my favorite. Okay. Hun, what do you think of this one?
When it's time for an update or complete remodel, Rebath is with you every step of the way.
Wow, is this going to be ready in time for the baby?
Absolutely.
From design and products to removal and installation, we handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs. Rebath, with you every step of the way. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $500 off your tub or shower update.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Tonight, as government agencies are dismantled, what the White House is now saying about Elon Musk's role, plus tracking the bitter record cold across the U.S. World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by the Manthei Group Cross Country Mortgage.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a temperature tour for this morning as we are around freezing in the Kittitas Valley and up in the Cascades. Technically below for Ellensburg, Cle Elum, and Snoqualmie Pass, just a little bit above that threshold and Vantage. Then in the Yakima Valley, most of us either at or below freezing. The lone exception to that would be Sela, 33 degrees there. But for the rest of us, you might have to break out the ice scraper. And then in the lower Columbia Basin, we're right around freezing for Mesa and Connell. Technically 1 degree above that for the Tri-Cities and a few degrees above that for Umatilla and Hermiston. Then taking it down into the Blue Foothills, mid to upper 30s. So for the most part, too warm to have to break out the ice scraper. But definitely we are not too warm for that for Cabbage Hill, Battle Mountain, and for Ukiah. Here's the day planner for today for lower elevations. Plenty of sunshine. High temperatures will be about 5-ish degrees above average for this time of the year. So a very nice day. So we'll end up around 50 in the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys. We'll be in the mid to upper 50s for the lower Columbia Basin and the Blue Foothills. We have more days like this slated over the next few days, then our weather turns a little bit more interesting into this weekend. I'll tell you what that means coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. 12 minutes after 5 in your national headlines this morning, the House of Representatives voted to approve a blueprint of a budget plan. It all happened last night. The plan will help advance President Trump's spending agenda. Now, the vote was 217 in favor to 215 opposed. Only one Republican, Kentucky Congressman Thomas Massie, opposed the bill. Now, this plan could be setting up a battle over Medicaid, as the measure proposes a reduction in health and energy programs over a decade. President Trump says Medicare cuts are off the table, but moderate Republicans say it's hard to make this plan work without affecting Medicaid. Now, some Democrats note the most seniors in the U.S. nursing homes rely on Medicaid to pay for care. Some Republicans argue that changing Medicaid isn't the same as eliminating its popular programs. Again, the bill represents just the framework right now. The legislation needs to go before several House committees that will work on the details of the package before it heads to the Senate for consideration. And a federal judge in Washington, D.C. has indefinitely blocked President Trump's order to freeze all federal grants and loans. Now, the judge says a pause on federal funding was irrational. The judge also agreed that nonprofits behind the case would have operations disrupted with a future funding pause unless there was additional court intervention. However, those organizations could still face a future funding pause. Just last month, the same judge issued a temporary restraining order just before the freeze was set to take effect, and the government was unable to appeal it. Now, the Trump administration has an option to appeal this preliminary injunction. And now a question that's been swirling for many for the last couple of weeks, especially, who's actually in charge of the Department of Government Efficiency, also known as DOGE? Well, yesterday, the Trump administration tried to clear up some of that confusion. According to a White House official, Amy Gleason is the acting administrator of DOGE. Now, it's unclear how long she's been serving in that role. Gleason has a background in healthcare and previously worked at the U.S. Digital Service. Now, DOGE is not new. Former President Barack Obama actually created it as a way to use technology to improve how government agencies deliver services to the public. Now, the Elon Musk initiative changed the name to DOGE when the Trump administration took over last month. So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. When we come back, we'll check back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. He'll let us know what we can expect for the rest of the week, giving you that live look outside this morning at 5:14 over the mighty Columbia there in Richland, courtesy of our friends at the Legends Casino and Hotel. We're back right after the break.
Hurry in to the Nissan Now sales event to save on an award-winning new Nissan, like the all-new Kicks, J.D. Power's most dependable small SUV. the sporty Sentra, and our best-selling Rogue, a Consumer Guide Best Buy 11 years in a row. All for under $30,000 at the Nissan Now sales event. Now get up to $2,500 total savings on Rogue, or get a low $229 per month lease on Sentra.
This is Apple Valley Eats.
Ready to shake up your dining experience? Legends Casino Hotel has something for every taste. At Lucky Shots Coffee Bar, it's more than just coffee. Frothy lattes, bold espressos, hearty sandwiches, desserts, and more. Lucky Shots has a winning hand of flavors any time of the day. Join us for our full-service menu, or dive into our legendary buffet options, including our salad bar and a variety of desserts that will have you coming back for seconds. Explore the newly updated food court with so many choices to satisfy your craving. At Fortune's, savor a customized crab boil fit for a king, queen, or joker with all the extras. Try the crab boil with one of our specialty sauces, big enough to share, but don't be slow with your fork. This is good eating. Burger lovers, head to Legendary Burgers. Try the Mount Adams or go classic with fries and a Huckleberry shake. Craving pizza, pasta, and more? Creations has you covered. After that custom-made pizza pie, don't forget dessert. You just gotta try our house-made cannoli. For authentic Mexican-style cooking, Madre's Mexican Kitchen is a must. With fresh homemade tortillas and savory sauces, you will not be disappointed. Try our enchiladas, street tacos, or something new to you. Madre's is sure to bring it home. Whether you're here to dine or unwind, Legends Casino Hotel has a world of exciting flavors waiting for you. Bring your appetite, your friends and family, and let the culinary journey begin.
Celebrate Bi-Mart's 70th anniversary during our open house with our latest savings book. Watch for it in your mailbox. During our open house, members and non-members can stop in and save. Bi-Mart, saving the Northwest more since 1955.
Call Vance when you need a friendly, reliable electrician. We'll keep your home safe with electrical services and equipment upgrades. Save $50 on any electrical service, plus free electrical safety inspection. Don't leave it to chance. Call Vance.
Early warnings, accurate forecasts.
Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Right now you're taking a live look at Richland. This view coming courtesy of the Legends Casino and Hotel. Definitely not as active as this view was just 24 hours back with all the very strong wind gusts. Right now temperatures are below freezing in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. We're right around freezing in the lower Columbia Basin, and most of us in the Blue Foothills are above freezing. So you'd probably need an ice scraper here in the valleys. You might need one here in the basin, and in all likelihood you probably won't need one here in the foothills, but certainly you'll need one up in the higher terrain of the Blues and the Cascades. Wind gusts still coming out of the south, upwards of 20 miles per hour for the Blues. We'll continue to have wind gusts today spanning between about 20 to 35 miles per hour for the Blue Foothills, specifically in Morrow County, but also up in the Blues and in the Cascades. But for the basin, for the valley, should be pretty light winds for today. High temperatures getting up into the mid-50s, 40s and 50s, just kind of depending on your microclimate. But in general, these are going to be highs that'll be about 5-ish degrees above average for this time of the year. Plenty of sunshine out there for today. So a very nice day. And then for tonight, overnight lows falling down to around freezing in the valleys and in the basin. A little bit warmer than that in the foothills, but pretty much all of us going to have to protect the outdoor pets, plants, and the plumbing. And the winds will continue to gust out of the south, spanning 20 to 35 miles per hour for the Blues and in the Cascades. Our weather turns a little bit more active with the storm system spanning from about Saturday to Tuesday, a couple different impulses, but not really all that active in the grand scheme of things. We're not expecting much rainfall or snowfall at all from those storm systems, and high temperatures staying about 5 degrees above average over the next 7 days. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Will be mostly sunny and mild through Saturday, then small rain chances Sunday through Tuesday. In Yakima, dry and mild for the next 7 days, with clouds and breezes picking up Sunday and Monday. In Ellensburg, also a dry forecast, but also staying mild with clouds and winds increasing by Sunday and Monday. In Hermiston, lots of sunshine and mild highs through Saturday, then small rain chances return for Sunday and beyond. Then in Walla Walla, highs in the mid-50s with mostly sunny skies through Saturday, then 20 to 30% shower chances for Sunday through Tuesday. Now you're taking a live look at Pasco. This view coming courtesy of the Dust Devils. Thanks for waking up at Good Morning Northwest, where we're always on your side.
When you're driving, you really need to keep both hands on the wheel, both eyes on the road, and your handheld devices put away. But when someone else is careless, that's another story. Allen Brecky Law Offices has fought to protect public safety on our roads.
For over 49 years, Shelby's Floral has been your homegrown neighbor, bringing joy and beauty to every occasion. We're more than just a flower shop and specialize in beautiful custom arrangements, live plants, silk florals, and home decor. Our experienced designers are here to help you with all your floral needs, ensuring that every bouquet is as special as the moment it celebrates. Visit us today at our brand new location on Clearwater in Kennewick. We're part of your community and can't wait to help you celebrate life's moments. Shelby's Floral.
Hi, I'm Stacy Lee, and I'm inviting you on a holidays vacation tour. Join me as we experience New England's fall foliage, October 2nd to the 10th. Our journey begins with a tour of historic Boston. We then travel to New Hampshire's White Mountains to admire the spectacular colors, before ending our vacation in New York City with an included Broadway musical. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword Apple Valley, to request a brochure, watch a travel show, and book this tour.
It's Markdown Madness now at Mattress Depot USA.
Get slam dunk savings on premium mattress sets.
Like $99 for each piece on any size mattress.
Or $5.99 for a king-size Sealy plush mattress.
Even a queen-size Sealy plush mattress for $3.99.
Beat the buzzer. With crazy prices like this, they won't last long.
Get here before Markdown Madness ends March 31st.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Broadmoor RV's President's Day sale is here, happening all month long. Buy any RV in February and get a gold starter kit, a $350 value, free. We deliver better people, better service, and better prices. Rediscover the joy of camping and start your next adventure. Broadmoor RV, we make camping fun again.
After a car accident, the road to recovery can get quite expensive. An ambulance ride to the hospital, helicopter evacuation, physical therapy, the list is endless. Will the insurance company pay for all of this? And what about your pain and suffering?
The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
Welcome back, 5:22 here on Good Morning Northwest, and we're talking entertainment news, and of course, as we lead up to Sunday, it's all about the Oscars, right? We're talking about the Academy Awards, getting prepared for what to expect for Oscar Sunday.
And this morning, we're looking at who's in the running to take home the Best Actor and Actress award.
There's a diverse list of nominees, and the diverse films each has started. So here's ABC's Jacqueline Lee with more.
Could this be Demi Moore's year? The 62-year-old actor just won her first ever acting award at the Golden Globes last month for her performance in The Substance.
I had this magical, bold, courageous, out-of-the-box, absolutely bonkers script come across my desk called The Substance. And the universe told me that you're not done.
Now she's a contender for Best Actress at the Oscars, joined by Fernanda Torres from I'm Still Here. And Mikey Madison, who was stunned by winning Best Actress at the British BAFTA Awards for the movie Anora.
Really wasn't expecting this. I probably should have listened to my publicist and wrote a speech or something.
Actress Carla Sofia Gascon breaking barriers, playing 2 roles in Emilia Perez.
Nunca había tenido un personaje como este.
Now, the first openly transgender person to be nominated for an acting award at the Oscars. Powerhouse vocalist Cynthia Erivo hoping to defy gravity with her nomination for Wicked, a role she felt deeply connected to.
I felt like I recognized something in the character. The feeling of being on the outside, being a bit different, not fitting in. And so I guess I there was something about it that felt familiar.
In the Best Actor category, Adrian Brody is hoping to win his second Best Actor award after winning his first Golden Globe for The Brutalist.
There was a time not too long ago that I felt that this may never be a moment afforded to me again. So thank you.
Also in the category, Timothée Chalamet, who starred in 2 Best Picture nominees, Dune Part 2 and A Complete Unknown, where his portrayal of Bob Dylan earned him a Best Actor nomination. Getting the stamp of approval from Dylan himself.
He's a man of few words, so any of those words spent saying, hey, good job, young man, man, I'll take that with me forever.
Other Best Actor hopefuls include Colman Domingo, getting praise for his role in Sing Sing, which he also produced. Ralph Fiennes for his role as a cardinal overseeing the election of a new pope in Conclave.
The supervision of this election. This is a duty I never thought I'd have to perform.
And Sebastian Stan.
I got flair and I'm smart, so.
Playing a young Donald Trump in The Apprentice, all hoping to win that coveted statuette. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, Los Angeles.
All right, it's going to be a good one on Sunday. We've got our own tiny statuette.
And who do you think the award should go to for Best Actor or Best Actress?
Oh, gosh.
I feel like I kind of know your answer. Josh, what do you think?
Yeah.
You've seen The Apprentice, yeah.
Yeah, Sebastian Stan did a really good job with that. But I thought it was really endearing that Bob Dylan called him Timmy and not Timothy. So just based on that, I'm going to go with Timothée Chalamet.
I think Timothée Chalamet.
I think he did a great job in that.
2 movies there.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
I know. You know, I got to go for my girl Cynthia
Me
and
too.
Wicked.
I'm rooting for that one. Yeah.
But so many incredible actors and actresses.
Even Demi Moore,
movies.
if she wins, I'm okay with that.
Same.
And she's been winning big, so
yes,
we'll
know.
see.
I know. So we have our genuine Oscar coffee mug, inviting you to celebrate the Oscars with us right here on ABC and Apple Valley News Now. And we have a quick look at the schedule, what you can expect on Sunday.
That's right. So after a special early edition of news, there will be a red carpet coverage starting at 3:30, and then the Oscars start at 4. Then at 7:30, there will be a special American Idol episode, followed by an encore presentation of the Oscars at 8.
It's Oscars Sunday on ABC and Apple Valley News Now, so plan to spend it with us and celebrate the movies.
Yes, and also be sure to wake up with us the next morning on Monday. Catch our recap on the awards right here on Good Morning Northwest.
And we have a special mug that, says we can.
I know.
I just love the mug.
This is what tells us we can talk about it. Maybe we'll drink out of it someday.
Yeah, maybe.
I think other people use it. I know. Oh, goodness. So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Taking you to Richland, where the city hired a consulting firm last year to help improve their communication with the public. But now residents are questioning the hire.
And residents are saying they agreed to some things without public discussion. We have the details coming up in our next half hour. But first, let's check out your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Adobe's new Photoshop app for iPhones. It's now available for free and allows users to manipulate just about anything in an image or even remove elements from them. It can also be linked with other Adobe applications. A version for Android will be released later this year. And YouTube will soon show fewer ads that interrupt sentences or sequences in a video. The platform is looking into placing ads at natural breakpoints instead. The change, coming in May, is designed to help creators earn more money, but YouTubers can opt out if they want to manually pick their ad slots. And BlackBerries may be gone, but their keyboards won't be forgotten. A revival is on the way. A thumb-friendly Android keyboard will soon be available thanks to Clicks. Starting in April, you will be able to get them for some Motorola, Google Pixel, and Samsung's Galaxy devices. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Rhiannon Alley. Have a great day.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check first that you bought seats in the right section. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
When is my allergy spray gonna kick in?
You need Astapro.
Astapro?
It's faster, bro. 8 times faster than Flonase.
It's faster, bro.
It's faster, bro!
It's faster, bro.
It's mom to you.
Astapro starts working in 30 minutes. Astapro and go. Can Nariva support your brain health?
Mary, Janet, hey.
Eddie, no. Fraser, Frank.
Frank? Fred, how are you? Fred.
Support up to 7 brain health indicators, including memory. When you need to remember Nariva.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good Wednesday morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us. Joining us here for Good Morning Northwest, I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, Josh, that jackpot is on the up and up?
Yes.
Okay.
There's another victory yesterday. In fact, it was, I didn't just get it within 3 degrees.
Were you spot on?
I was spot on, so
Ooh,
I'm really glad.
that.
I'm sorry, let me reel it back in.
Humble brag, Josh.
Okay, this is a 3-degree guarantee sponsored by our friends at the Legends Casino and Hotel. I went with the forecast high 57 in Pasco Tri-Cities yesterday, and it verified at 57. I was pretty nervous about that too because of the winds, but it didn't play. Well, it obviously didn't disrupt my success, as the jackpot now up to $75. And so for today, I'm going with another forecast high, this time of 56 in Pasco Tri-Cities. So if it verifies between 53 to 59, the jackpot's going to go up to $100. But if that doesn't happen, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to applevalleynewsnow.com, clicking on the contest page, or you could scan the QR code that was just on your screen. Okay, now you're taking a live look at Pasco. This view coming courtesy of the Dust Devils, and this camera was really shaking yesterday morning. Now that's not the case, as the winds have considerably calmed down. Temperatures right now below freezing in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, right around freezing in the lower Columbia Basin, and we're mostly above freezing in the Blue Foothills. So you might need the ice scraper in the basin. You're definitely going to need it in the Kittitas or Yakima valleys, or at the very least, there's a very good chance that you'll need it. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast for today for the Tri-Cities. It's going to be a very sunny day. It's going to be a pretty mild day, too, as we'll have highs that will end up in the mid-50s in the basin. We'll be closer to 50 in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, but mid to upper 50s for the basin and for the foothills. I'll have a zone-by-zone tour of today's much calmer forecast, and we'll have kind of a retroactive look at what the rainfall and what the snowfall did to our seasonal surpluses and deficits in those categories, and all that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Starting off this half hour in the city of Richland, they've hired a consulting firm last fall to help them improve transparency and communications with the public. But Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell tells us some residents are questioning the hire, saying the city just increased the amount they agreed to pay that consulting firm without public discussion.
With the limited information presented at the meeting, I dug into council documents and meeting videos and reached out to the city to ask more about where that money is going.
Resolution number 2025-25, authorizing amendment number 2 to the consultant agreement with Trepepi Smith and Associates.
That's all the public heard about the contract amendment in that meeting. Some confusion over the agenda packet, citing different project phases and separate documents. But the city providing clarification by email, saying the $90,295 in the original contract, signed last fall for Trepepi Smith to come up with a citywide strategic communications and engagement plan.
We're always looking for something to add and go from good to great.
The next step in that process, a virtual community workshop Thursday from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. over Zoom.
The goal is to share insights on what we've seen through our communications assessment and then have an open conversation with the public.
The city now asking for Trepepi Smith's help on how to keep the public informed on another project.
We did amend the contract for Trepepi Smith to also include public relations support for the downtown connectivity project.
The first amendment to the contract last month, adding $44,000 for Phase 1A. The second, adding $30,000 for Phase 1B and $50,000 for Phase 2, which lasts until the end of 2027.
Making sure that there aren't any surprises in the community, and you would have to actually try and avoid getting any information to not know what's going on.
Altogether, bringing the total cost of the contract up to $214,295.
City officials have clarified that Thursday's workshop is an opportunity for the public to engage with the consulting firm about what they want for the city's communication strategy moving forward, and that it won't be run by the city council. Reporting from the Yakima newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
5:34, taking you to Pasco now, where the city's search for an attorney has now come to an end, at least until next year. At Pasco's special city council meeting, the city's interim city manager says he recommends the council continue working with Kerr Ferguson Law for the city's legal counseling services. KFL has provided over a decade of legal counseling services to the city of Pasco, and the Pasco City Council is weighing their options.
I would move to direct the city manager to accept rescission of the notice of termination previously received from Kerr Ferguson Law, PLLC.
Okay. Oh, oops, turning my mic off. Got a motion by Mr. Milne, a second by Ms. Blaisdell. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, say nay. Passes unanimously.
So the city will continue to work with KFL until September of 2026. The city of Pasco is also looking to have a new city manager sometime in July or August of this year.
Now, a local nonprofit is making a big difference by creating job opportunities for people on the autism spectrum. Spectrum Studios is helping bridge the employment gap right here in our community. Now, inside Spectrum Studios, you'll find 2 meeting areas, classrooms, and a do-it-yourself photography space that's available for rent. They also offer video studios open to everyone and also a digital photo lab for processing pictures. But more than just a studio, it's a place where every purchase and visit supports jobs for individuals on the autism spectrum.
The need is great, especially here in the Tri-Cities, because there is no program designed to address the issue that we're talking about. In fact, we are the only nonprofit focusing on autism that has a physical location that's working specifically, again, with those on the autism spectrum.
And there is more. Spectrum Studios is launching a brand new program, and our very own Dan Hansen got the exclusive details, and you can catch that report tonight on Apple Valley News Now.
5:36, still much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. A local student athlete making history at her school after becoming their first female state champ. We have her story coming up in just a few minutes.
But first, Josh will have what you can expect for the weather forecast today. I'll be right back with that after this short break.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
Building your own American Family Insurance roof line?
Yeah, life's better when you're protected under American Family's roof.
That's not how it works. See, that's how it works.
Save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
Alice's birthday is coming up. We're in this comfy room in Triple Play Hotel so we can make plans without her hearing.
So we need a huge cake, a giant salad, and a good-sized mariachi band. Hold on a second. Does it seem a little dark in here for 2 p.m.?
Sorry, guys. Where I'm from, they didn't do birthdays. It's very exciting.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including bowling, a ropes course, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Elevate your lifestyle and embrace your home's full potential with exclusive furnishings and expert interior design you'll find only at Spencer Carlson. Our dedicated team of professional designers will bring your vision to life. Right now, during Lexington's winter sale event, you can enjoy 30% off the upscale designs of upholstery and case goods from Lexington Home Brands. Shop and save on fresh, innovative furnishings from Lexington. Spencer Carlson, unsurpassed furniture and design for life.
At Good Shepherd, we're your primary care providers from the time your baby is born to caring for loved ones in older age. We're with your family every step of the way. With specialty services like kidney and heart care, urology, orthopedics, and cancer treatment, we provide the care you deserve close to home. And when life takes an unexpected turn, our urgent care team is here for you 7 days a week because your health can't wait. Good Shepherd Healthcare System. Patients first, always.
President's Day. No lights or carols, no fireworks, boat races or barbecues. Not very exciting. Until now, because this President's Day is your chance to drive home in the Mazda you've been waiting for. So stop by McCurley Mazda in the Pasco Autoplex and make it more than just another Monday. Get a vehicle you'll love at the McCurley Mazda President's Day sales event.
Building your own American Family Insurance roof line?
Yeah, life's better when you're protected under American Family's roof.
That's not how it works. See, that's how it works.
Save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
My father was my hero. To millions, he was Superman. I idolize and miss a different Christopher Reeve. Dad. I've waited 30 years to do this and share the experience with my father.
Tonight on ABC. Tonight.
Your dad, he's met his match, and she's wearing a crop top.
It's Tim Allen versus guest star Jen Aufman.
Get back to work. Sorry, this is a no crazy man who spits when he yells zone.
News shifting gears. Tonight on ABC.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. Starting off in Kittitas County, these highs going to be in the 40s and 50s. We'll have a mixture of sun and clouds, and the winds will be gusting out of the south and east upwards of 25 miles per hour. Up in the Cascades, should be light winds in the Kittitas Valley, should be light winds in the Yakima Valley, where we'll have mostly sunny skies and highs getting into the low to mid 30s. Then in the lower Columbia Basin, also mostly sunny skies. These highs will mostly be in the mid 50s. In the Blue Foothills, also mostly sunny to completely sunny skies. Some of these highs getting up into the upper 50s, but in the Blue Mountains, we'll be stuck in the 40s and 50s. And another windy day, albeit not nearly as windy as yesterday, but mainly gusting out of the south, upwards of 30 miles per hour, in the Blues, but upwards of about 20 to 25 miles per hour coming out of the north and east for the Blue Foothills of Morrow County. Now on to our rainfall deficits and surpluses and the impacts from all the rainfall from Friday through Tuesday. As you can see, we had about a 4% increase to our surplus in the Kittitas Valley, about a 3% increase in the Yakima Valley, about a 3 to 5% increase in the Basin, and about a 9 to 10% increase in the Blue Foothills, and we flipped that deficit to a surplus. Then in terms of what happened to our snowpack, didn't see many improvements at all to our basins in the Blues, but about an 8% improvement in the Natchez Basin, about a 4% improvement in the upper Yakima Basin. I'll tell you if we have any more rainfall or snowfall in the forecast. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. 5:42, and history is being made over at the Sunnyside High School. They now have their first ever Lady Grizzly to be a state champion. Danica Torres, a junior at Sunnyside High, won the 2025 4A 105 weight division state championship in wrestling. Apple Valley News Now's Monique Ledesma says this student athlete's journey is not over.
15 seconds left on the clock. How much more do I want to fight? How much more do I want to keep going? Or am I done and do I give up? But yeah, it's just a mental game of how strong you are mentally.
Torres says she started her wrestling journey about 4 years ago. Torres also says seeing her brother go through state and win his junior year inspired her one day to be a state champion her junior year as well.
Maybe it would have been me that was on my back and got pinned, but I just kept fighting, and I think just getting my hand raised just felt like a relief. Like I felt relieved to have got my hand raised and to be able to say like I won. I was the first one to do it. Felt really good.
This year was Torres' second year attending state, and after losing her state matches last year, this year she came back as the first seed in her division and won about 40 matches this season and lost around 7 matches. This year, Torres says her brother and coaches, along with her environment, helped the momentum.
My team is way different than it was last year. Like, just the amount of girls we had, I think that also really picked up the room, because when state came around last year, there was about 6 girls, 6 girls, like maybe 4 or 5 extra coming to practice, and the room just felt small and kind of empty. And I feel like just having just so much more girls like really brought up like the mood, the energy, and like it made me more excited for what was to come.
Torres says she now hopes to inspire other girls in the program.
I feel like just the fact that I was able to do it shows them that they could do it too. They could do more than what I did, and maybe we'll have like a 4-time state champ like in the next coming years, just because like now it's shown, like I've proven that like it's attainable. Like you can get it. It's not a faraway goal.
Torres says her work as a student athlete isn't over just quite yet, though. She says she is soaking in this win, but is also getting ready to regain her title come her senior year and complete her associate's degree. Reporting in Sunnyside, Monique Ledesma, Apple Valley News Now.
It's girl power right there. Torres says that she recommends anyone who's thinking of joining the team to just do it. And sometimes bringing a friend along can help you ease into it. Congrats to her. All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, we've got your morning sprint and everything you need to know before you head out the door this morning. And we'll check back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. He'll have your full first alert forecast coming up after the break, giving you that live look outside this morning, courtesy of Yakima Federal. From the Apple Valley News Studios here in Kennewick, it's 5:45. We'll be right back.
This winter, escape to the mountains of Leavenworth with Beaver Valley Lodge, where fresh snow blankets the world and adventure is just outside your door. From skiing Plain Valley ski trails to peaceful snowshoe trails, the choices are endless. After a day in the snow, return to Beaver Valley Lodge to warm up by the fire, sip hot cocoa, and let your worries melt away. Book your winter getaway today at Beaver Valley Lodge, where you come as a guest and leave as a friend.
Workers and the families of deceased workers who worked at the Hanford site are now eligible for compensation for diseases and illnesses. This may be in addition to compensation already being received. Smart Law will be hosting a Hanford Workers' Compensation educational dinner at their Kennewick office on Thursday, March 20th at 6 p.m. To register, call 509-735-5555. Dinner provided. Smart Law, smart choice.
If it was my family, I'd want to make sure they get all the information they need to make the best decision. That's why we fully inspect our vehicles and certify everything. With McCurley Certified and Certified Plus, we look at everything from the tires to the maintenance records to recalls to any open campaigns. We make sure the vehicle is completely safe. The only vehicles we sell are ones that are completely inspected. McCurley Certified means your vehicle meets a higher standard.
Find your way home in a Subaru certified pre-owned vehicle from McCurley Subaru.
To me, Harlem is home, but home is also your body.
Last one, everyone.
I asked myself, why doesn't Pilates exist in Harlem? So I started my own studio. Getting a brick and mortar in New York is not easy. Chase Inc. has supported us from Studio 1 to Studio 3. When you start small, you need some big help, and Chase Inc. was that for me.
Earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials with the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
Celebrate Bi-Mart's 70th anniversary during our open house with our latest savings book. MD8 Mega Rolls bath tissue is just $4.99. Prilosec 42-count tablets are $3 off. 7-Up brand 12-packs are buy two, get two. Save big on mobile Delvac 15W40 diesel oil. Plus, there's great savings on lawn and garden essentials. You'll see our savings book in your mailbox. During our open house, members and non-members can stop in and save. Bi-Mart, saving the Northwest more since 1955.
E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Right now you're taking a live look at Kennewick. This view coming courtesy of Yakima Federal, and all is calm out there for this morning. Definitely not nearly as active as yesterday morning in terms of the rainfall, but especially in terms of the wind gusts. Temperatures below freezing in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. You might need an ice scraper there. You might also need one in the lower Columbia Basin, where temperatures are right around 32 degrees, but mostly above freezing in the Blue Foothills, and of course below freezing up in the higher terrain of the Cascades and Blues. We still do have some wind gust out there in the southern Blues, gusting out of the south upwards of 20 miles per hour. A little bit later today, some of those winds could span 20 to 35 miles per hour, not just in the Blues, but also in the Blue Foothills of Morrow County and up into the Cascades. Otherwise, it's going to be a mild day. Highs of a few degrees above average for this time of the year. We'll be up into the 40s and 50s, plenty of sunshine. And then for tonight, still rather windy up in the Blues. Winds still gusting upwards of 30, 35 miles per hour. A little bit calmer in the Cascades, and overnight lows falling down into the 30s. So a lot of us are going to have to take those steps to protect the outdoor pets, plants, and the plumbing, including in the basin and in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. We do have a storm system that we're tracking as we head into this weekend. In fact, a couple different storm systems from Saturday through Tuesday. They're not looking that impressive in terms of the rainfall or the snowfall we could get, but the winds could be a little bit gusty into Sunday and Monday, especially in the Kittitas Valley. So that's something we're going to be tracking. High temperatures staying about 5 degrees above average over the next 7 days. So keeping it pretty mild for the end of February. And yes, now we're even talking about the beginning of March. Here's the 7-day forecast in the Tri-Cities. Mostly sunny and mild through Saturday, then small rain chances Sunday through Tuesday. In Yakima, dry and mild for the next 7 days with clouds and breezes picking up Sunday and Monday. In Ellensburg, also a dry forecast, but also staying mild with clouds and winds increasing by Sunday and Monday. In Hermiston, lots of sunshine and mild highs through Saturday, then small rain chances return for Sunday and beyond. Then in Walla Walla, highs in the mid-50s with mostly sunny skies through Saturday, then 20 to 30% shower chances for Sunday through Tuesday.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time now for your morning sprint and everything you need to know as you head out the door. Here are your top local stories. The city of Pasco's search for an attorney has come to an end, at least for now. At this week's city council meeting, the interim city manager recommended they continue working with Kerr Ferguson Law until September of 2026. Also, the city is looking to have a new city manager in position by July or August of this year.
The Board of Yakima County Commissioners have approved a resolution to keep natural gas available for property owners. This will be effective on Monday, March 3rd, and it'll allow residents and businesses to continue using natural gas without restrictions or penalties. The board also says this allows for easier permits and lower costs.
Surging egg prices are hitting local bakeries. The co-owner of Layered Cake Artistry in Kennewick says the rising cost of eggs is putting a strain on her business. She says other essential ingredients like butter and chocolate are also seeing price hikes. Her goal is to avoid increasing prices for as long as she can, but she thinks she'll probably have to within the next 3 months. And she also teaches cooking and baking classes and says prices for those might have to go up also, which would be the first time she increased her class prices in 2 years.
The city of Mabton has been without a full-time city treasurer for over 6 months, but at this week's city council meeting, a resolution to approve hiring someone was on the table, but also on the table were tempers as one person was kicked out with others upset about the city's water issues. We'll have a complete breakdown on what happened at the meeting right here on Good Morning Northwest tomorrow.
Local nonprofit Spectrum Studios is launching a new program to help create job opportunities for people in our community that are on the autism spectrum. The studio has 2 meeting areas as well as classrooms and a do-it-yourself photography space that's available for rent. They also offer a video studio and a digital photo lab to process pictures. And we have more on this new program tonight on Apple Valley News Now at 5 and 6.
And now we go to your national headlines this morning. A close call at Chicago's Midway Airport. A Southwest Airlines plane was able to avoid a collision with the private jet. And according to officials, the flight crew was forced to perform a go-around in order to prevent a crash. And a spokesperson for Southwest says the flight was able to land on the runway without incident.
Well, according to the Department of Homeland Security, the Trump administration is threatening to punish undocumented immigrants if they do not submit their information in a newly launched database. Now, border agents do try to collect information from migrants who are apprehended at the border, but some of them evade and then enter the U.S. without inspection. So those who do not comply with the new directive could be subject to criminal prosecution. Now, this is not something that lawful permanent residents need to sign up for.
In your business news, more than 100 intelligence officers are being fired for allegedly participating in sexually explicit conversations in National Security Agency chat rooms. Intelligence agencies were told to identify employees who participated in the conversations and terminate their employment by Friday. In addition to being fired, the officers will have their security clearances revoked.
A U.S. industry leader warns President Trump's plan to impose a 25% tariff on all imported aluminum could cost 100,000 American jobs. The new tariff rate is a 15% point increase from prior levels and doesn't permit any exceptions or exemptions, and it is set to go into effect next month.
In your health headlines this morning, people who rely on Medicaid could be impacted if President Trump's budget plan passes. Last night, the House of Representatives approved a framework plan for the budget, and the measure proposes an $880 billion reduction in health and energy programs over a decade. And some say it's difficult to make this work without affecting Medicaid, and some say changing Medicaid isn't the same as eliminating its popular programs. The bill is just a framework right now and still has a lot of desks to cross before it can be sent to the Senate for consideration.
Scientists in China have detected a new strain of coronavirus in bats. According to a study, the newly identified strain can infect humans in a way similar to COVID-19. Right now, there are no reported infections in humans, and the CDC says it does not consider the finding a current threat to public health.
In sports news, the Green Bay Packers are calling for the NFL's competition committee to place a ban on the tush push. Over the past few years, the Philadelphia Eagles have used the tush push to get short yardage for a first down or a touchdown. When the play is called, quarterback Jalen Hurts is snapped the ball and pushed from behind by his teammates. Philadelphia has had a lot of success with the tush push, including during this month's Super Bowl victory. The competition committee is expected to discuss the matter at next month's annual league meeting.
And Seattle Kraken take the L against the St. Louis Blues 2-7 last night. Next up for the boys, they take on the Vancouver Canucks Saturday at Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle. 5:55, trending this morning. Monica Lewinsky, that's a name we're all familiar with. Well, she's looking back on events that she say profoundly changed her life.
She was a guest on an episode of the famous Call Her Daddy podcast hosted by Alex Cooper.
She spoke on her involvement with the former President Bill Clinton that first put her in the media spotlight over 25 years ago.
Yeah, Lewinsky was 22 years old when news broke that Clinton had an affair with her when she was an intern at the White House. In this recent episode, she said that former President Clinton should have resigned from office at the time or have found a way to not lie or throw her under the bus.
Lewinsky has spoken in recent years about the power imbalance between her and Clinton, and she's been candid about misogyny in the media that she has said unfairly covered her as a young woman.
In the 2020 documentary Hillary, Bill Clinton said he felt terrible about how the affair impacted Lewinsky's life.
And I saw that episode dropped yesterday, so that's something I'm definitely going to be watching.
Yeah. She's definitely still, you know, vocal in regards to what happened and how it has changed her. And
that's going to be an interesting one to watch.
Yeah. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Washington judge issuing an injunction against one of President Trump's executive orders to order that called to suspend refugee services. So we have the details and what happens next.
Plus, we have a preview at the Academy Awards on Sunday and a look at who's set to host it. It's all coming up in our 6 o'clock hour. And Josh, what are you tracking?
Some much calmer weather as opposed to what we dealt with just 24 hours back. I'll show you a very mild and a pretty dry forecast ahead. It's going to be coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.